Hi everyone, Lisa here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm making this video because I'm actually celebrating, and I'm celebrating my 3-year anniversary at achieving my WW lifetime goal. But more than that, I'm celebrating the 5 years that I've been on this healthy journey. I want to share with you my story of where I started, what led me to choosing WW, and then what I really feel have been my biggest accomplishments and how I feel today compared to how I felt 5 years ago or even 3 years ago when I got to that goal weight. So for those of you that don't know my story, I'll start there. So back in 2016, my husband and I were planning a family vacation with our 2 kids, and mentally I wasn't in a good place. Physically, I was not in a good place. I'm only 5'1". I was well over 200 pounds. And I wasn't feeling great, but I was going into the vacation thinking with that mindset of, I don't care what I look like, I don't care how much I weigh, I don't care what size my clothes are, I'm going to go, I'm going to have a great time with my kids and my family, I'm going to make memories, and it's going to be wonderful. And so I bought the shorts and the t-shirts and the bathing suit and those, plus size sizes, and I was going to have a great time. So one of the first places that I was extremely uncomfortable was in the airplane or on the airplane. Just my size made the seats uncomfortable. And then really the first day that I noticed it, we were at a water park. There was a lot of water slides and things like that. And of course my kids wanted to go down the water slides. And I was like, I'm doing this. It's going to be great. I'm doing this. I could barely get to the top. Like all of the stairs, like when you're walking up all of those stairs to get to the top to actually come down the water slide, I just didn't have the strength in my legs. I didn't have the energy. It wasn't pleasant. I tried my best. I made the best of it. I didn't do a lot of those water slides. I tried to do a lot of the other things with them in the water. That was just something that I kind of missed out on because of my physical size or my lack of activity, really. It wasn't even my size, it was my activity level at that point. So that was fine. And then the other thing that I noticed, we had gone to SeaWorld, and just the day walking around was a lot. I ended up feeling really sick. I was tired. I was sore. It just wasn't a great experience for me. And so as soon as I got home, I knew that I needed to make a change, and I knew that I needed to do something to get healthy. And so really the initial reason that I chose WW is because I had used Weight Watchers in the past to lose weight. And I had been successful at losing weight with Weight Watchers in the past, but I had never been successful with maintenance, I'd never hit a goal weight. I had never hit like a lifetime goal weight or anything like that. But I knew that I would be able to lose weight with that program. And so really that was my initial focus. I went in saying, the reason I'm here, I want to lose weight. And so I did. I started losing weight, but I struggled. And after like the first year, I was really up and down, up and down, up and down. And I wasn't making a whole lot of behavioral changes. I wasn't making a lot of lifestyle changes at that point. I was just kind of doing my thing and trying to watch what I was eating a bit, but not making, not being really mindful of how I felt with the food that I was eating, how I felt with the way I was fueling my body, things like that. And so one of the things that I realized for me was staying for the workshops was a really positive moment for me to realize that I needed those workshops. And it wasn't necessarily that I needed the workshops for the topic or technique or anything like that the leader was going over. I really feel like I did well because I needed those workshops for the people at the workshops, where everybody's sitting around and they're sharing their successes and they're sharing their struggles, and they share the activity they do and the food that they're eating, and they share recipes, and it's just so much, and it's such a wonderful supportive environment that it really did feel like an extension of my family. I refer to my WW as my WW family. So that was a big deal for me. And then once I got more comfortable staying for the workshops, it really opened my eyes to like, this is a lifestyle change. I need to make behavioral changes. I need to be mindful of how I feel with what I'm eating. I need to start being more active. If that means that I'm going to go for a walk, if it means I'm going to walk around my kitchen, if whatever that looks like, I knew I needed to start being more active to really benefit my healthy lifestyle. Because by that point, after about a year of being in WW and having lost, some weight by that point, I really got to the point where it was no longer about just the number on the scale and losing the weight. It really did come down to me wanting to live a healthier lifestyle for me, for my children, so that I feel better, so that I'll live longer. And I started taking a look at the illnesses in my family. There's cancer, there's diabetes, there's heart disease. There was all of these things. And so I knew that if one of those things come knocking on my door, I will have a better fighting chance if I'm healthy. If one of those things knock on my door today and I'm healthy and I'm fit and I eat well, I have a better chance than if I'm over 200 pounds and I don't eat well and I'm not fueling my body properly and I'm not active at all. And I try to start those things at that time, plus the stress and the sickness at that time, it wouldn't go well. So I knew that I needed to make the changes for that reason. And I'm so glad that I did, because as I get older and deal with menopause and deal with arthritis and things like that, I couldn't imagine having that extra weight on my body and my joints and trying to deal with that and then trying to lose weight while I'm also dealing with the pain of arthritis. So for me, that was very positive. So first of all, I knew WW would help for sure to help me lose weight. I knew after going to WW for so long that the members who became like family to me were there to support me, inspire me, motivate me, help me keep moving forward. So yeah, in 2018, I hit my goal weight that we had set. I had set with my coach. Now, the funny thing about the goal weight is a lot of people set it like as soon as they join. I didn't, because I had never achieved the goal weight before. I didn't feel like I would be able to accomplish that when I first joined. I was like, I'm not even thinking about a weight because I don't think I'll be able to achieve it. And honestly, I was still kind of hard on myself because I was about 5 pounds away from that weight, that number, and I still wouldn't set it. I still wouldn't put in the system that was my goal. So about 5 pounds away, I did finally set that. I did achieve that number. And I was quite proud of myself for that. But then, because I think I was focusing on the number, I really started to try to do things that just would impact the number. And I kind of forgot or lost my focus on how does my body feel? Do I feel strong? Do I feel healthy? Like that sort of thing. And so that's really what the last few years have been about for me. It's really been about being mindful. How am I feeling? What choices am I making? How do I feel about that choices? Mentally and physically, how am I feeling? I'm very mindful of how my journey affects my mental health as well as my physical health. And then with COVID, we lost our WW workshops. So there was no longer that in person. I do try to attend the virtual workshops. But most of the members that I went to the studio with aren't on the virtual workshops. Some are, which it's fantastic to see them, but they don't usually have their cameras on. But the majority of the members aren't on the virtual. And so I kind of felt like I lost that part of my family and I lost that part of the support. And so I was using Facebook a lot. So I was making these videos and I was posting them on Facebook, really trying to stay connected with my WW family. And then the longer that the pandemic went on and the longer that WW was only doing virtual and not opening their studio at locations and things like that, I just felt even more disconnected from that family. Because even a lot of responses weren't happening on a lot of people weren't really sharing anymore on Facebook and things like that, or very few. And so that's why I actually started this channel, and that's why I post these videos every week, to try to connect with that WW family, to try to keep myself motivated to continue moving forward, to continue, you know, on this roller coaster ride, because it's exactly what it is. I have my ups, I have my downs, but overall, I feel so much better. I feel so much more physically well, mentally well. And when I hit those low spots, like, you know, this time of year in the fall, I am very susceptible to seasonal anxiety disorder, which I'm going to talk about in Saturday's video. And so I'm mindful of that. But if I'm in, you know, best case scenario, I'm doing the best that I can for my mental and physical well-being, it makes those things easier, makes that time of year a little bit easier. So that's my journey so far. So I just wanted to share that with you today, because I am celebrating 3 years at my WW lifetime goal. So yay! If you are at your WW lifetime goal, if you're sitting there and you've never been a WW member, but you're sitting there healthy and happy with your healthy journey that you're on, congratulations, and I'm celebrating with you as well. And if you're not where you want to be, if you're not feeling overly healthy and you're not feeling like mentally, physically, you are where you want to be, you're not alone. And that is one of the reasons, you know, for me making these videos, is to just be there to show people you're not alone. If you're struggling, if you need help, I know that it's hard. I know that it's really, really tough. It's a tough journey, and it is for the rest of our lives. For those of us that struggle with weight, it is a struggle for the rest of our lives. So you're not alone. Please subscribe to my channel, add comments. I would love to hear from you, hear how your journey is going, and really kind of build this community to support one another. So take care, everyone. I will see you real soon in the next video on Saturday. And don't forget, we're all fabulous on our journey.